Hello and welcome back. The November haul, it keeps going. It won't stop, doesn't stop, can't stop. I have so many more boxes to go. I'm considering, reconsidering what halfway means. Because I don't know that we're there, actually. Like I said last time. I know I said that we were. I don't think we are. So, more Dr. Stone here. This is Dr. Stone Volume 8. I believe I'm all caught up on Dr. Stone, except I didn't get number 6 shipped from Right Stuff. So I literally have like 1 through 18, excluding 6. And it's just enough to make someone want to cry. But you can see here, Dr. Stone's art, as always, is super nice, super good. If you like science, definitely pick it up. If you like the previous series the Southwood did, I Shield 21, definitely pick it up. Senku is essentially the same character as the quarterback from I Shield 21. Yu-Gi-Oh! 3-in-1. This is based off of the classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Or is the anime based on this? I don't even know, actually. But in any case, it's kind of cited as a lot more grittier than the original. You can see Seto Kaiba's sick jacket because he's rich AF. He got it made just for his Duel of Fate with Yugi. You gotta look fly for a Duel of Fate, otherwise you'll be a straight up fool like Yugi. But yeah, it's an interesting read because of that darker tone. And you can kind of just see where the series would go if it wasn't held back by certain restrictions rather, that are put on it by the anime to make it more kid-friendly. This one looks like it's going to involve the Dungeons and Dice monsters. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga in America kind of is weird. They have like several different subtitles like Duelist Kingdom and things like that, which is really weird. This is Twin Star's Exorcist. Twin Star Exorcist is actually really an interesting kind of a manga read. The two main characters are actually fated to not defeat the evil in the world, but are in fact fated to become married and a little dirty there on the side, and actually become the parents of the person who's going to defeat evil, which I thought was kind of an interesting twist, because we always read about the main character is going to defeat evil, but not so much ever the son. So they're both two very gifted exorcists in their own right, but apparently they're not good enough to beat the main evil in the series themselves, which is kind of too bad for them. Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign. I kind of wrote this off initially as just like a run-of-the-mill vampire manga, but it's actually pretty good. It has a lot of a deep, kind of darker plot, a lot of twists. It's like Blue Exorcist, but darker. Essentially, these orphans are being held captive by vampires, and they're just their slaves and feed. Eventually, they break out, but they find out that the way that they broke out was actually a trap laid by the vampires. And everybody's slaughtered except for one of them. And we follow that main character as he tries to get revenge on the vampires. Astro Lost in Space. It's pretty much Clue in space. These kids are on like a summer camp, in the future, and they get sucked in by this big black ball. The big black ball leaves them out in space next to this abandoned ship, and they have to survive and get back home. They eventually find out that somebody kind of sabotaged them in the crew, and they have to figure out who did it, as well as they have to figure out how to survive. So it's pretty interesting. Another volume of Dr. Stone here, volume 7. And again, Boichi is another great artist. He did Sunken Rock, which is a martial arts manga, or manhwa, I believe. He's South Korean, so I guess everything he touches would automatically be a manhwa, I guess, huh? More Astra, volume 2 here. Now, Astra is by the same guy who made Sket Dance, if I'm correct, which I'm pretty sure I am. It's kind of a huge shift in tone for him, though, considering Sket Dance is just like a gag manga in high school. But I never really read Sket Dance because it's I don't know why. It was never published in America, I guess is the reason. Kaguya-sama Love is War. Another great manga volume here. Or manga series, rather. And another awesome anime. Definitely worth checking out if you're into any kind of humor at all, really. And, you know, if you're not into any kind of humor at all, well, you got really far into this episode. So thank you for watching. But but yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you have even the slightest interest. Magi Volume 30. Magi's a completed series now. I'm just working to complete them all. I actually think this haul does complete my whole collection of the series. Whoop. That was a whoopsie. And it's about Aladdin, Alibaba, and Morgana. They are, well, Alibaba is a king's vessel, meaning he's one of the king's candidates to become King Solomon. And Aladdin is a magi. So magis are to assist the king vessels and ultimately assist the king as an advisor. And so the goal is to become King Solomon to kind of set the laws right and make the world kind of a more unified and better place to live. Some people want to become king for evil reasons, of course, and other people just want to become a dungeon capturer to get rich and powerful off of the magical vessels. It's up to the Magi to find an appropriate king's vessel and also raise dungeons up from the earth or the ground, so that way they can collect the different spirit vessels and gain more power and strength in order to compete against the other king vessels. It's a very interesting manga series, kind of based off of the Tales of Arabia, obviously. I really like that kind of Arabic lore storytelling. I always think the kind of magic involved in it's very interesting. It's always got like a kind of special, unique style to it, pretty much in any media that it's represented in, which is cool. And yeah, I can't wait to actually get in and finish reading it. The creator's actually making another series that's starting to be released in America now, actually, called Orient. And I don't know too much about it, other than the fact it looks exactly like Magi in terms of the art style. So I really can't wait to get into that. Another main character in this is, Sinbad. Sinbad is, I don't think he's in that picture, but Sinbad is an awesome character, and he's just like this happy-go-lucky kind of mentor, and everything, the world is his oyster for the most part. Here's another Dr. Stone. I've got another Magi right there, which I probably should have grabbed. Here's number 5. As you can see, 6 is MIA, and I want to cry and die because of this. I think I've got 4 and 5 to read that I didn't have before, and then now I have to wait for 6, whatever the heck that comes in. It's just terrible. But yeah, Sinbad has a Prelude series, and it never came out to America for some reason. There's an anime based on it, but I really wanted to read it, so I will probably self-print it. So be on the lookout for that haul, including Sinbad, because why did they not do that? Why would you not print that? It sold really well in Japan, and as far as I know, the anime killed it on Netflix, so what the heck? Here's Kuroko's Basketball. These, again, are only released in 2-in-1s in America, and it's a very good kind of basketball series. It's definitely doesn't come close to Slam Dunk or iShield 21 in my opinion, but I think it's better than Prince of Tennis, so at least it's got that going for it. It's very similar to Prince of Tennis, I would say, but it is a very interesting read. The characters are very likable, and they all have kind of unique personalities, as you can tell by that guy blowing bubbles. I really like the way they kind of portray basketball, especially some of the lesser known kind of players on the field. I'm not a big basketball fan myself. Actually, I like refuse to watch it and I hate playing it. I'm like this big weirdo, I guess. Since, usually people are kind of iffy on football, but I like really am not a fan of basketball, or soccer is another sport I don't like. It's like bizarre. I just like a lot of action. But yeah, it's still a really good read. Definitely worth picking up even if you don't like basketball. Here's more Kaguya-sama Love is War. And it's hard to really talk about this series too much more since I've said so many good things about it. But yeah, definitely pick it up. More Magi. This cover I think looks amazing. I've got no idea who that guy is. He's got a sweet presence though. I also really like the color coordination to Magi's volumes. And this is some sort of Royal Empire. I don't know who, or why they exist. I'm only up to like Magi Volume 8, so all these covers are kind of above my head. This, I can tell that was definitely after a time skip. That's Aladdin. And it mirrors the volume of the first, the cover of the first volume, which I really like when manga artists do that, like with One Piece. I think it's like volume 28, or not, I'm sorry, not 28, like 58. When they do the time skip, it mirrors volume 1, which is nice. Yep, and then there's more Alibaba, Aladdin after the time skip, I believe. And again, they just look like they are kind of way more mature here. I believe there's 36 volumes of Magi. We'll find out, I guess, because I've got them all in here somewhere. Yep, there's 35. The guy on the right there is Sinbad. It looks like Alibaba and Sinbad face off in this manga, which is good. It's something the series hints at, like, from the beginning, that eventually they will have to kind of challenge each other. Otherwise, no one becomes king. So I really can't. I was, like, dying to get to that part when I was reading it and even watching it. I watched Magi for quite a bit as well, but I didn't actually finish it. Oh, nope, looks like there's more than 36, because I do not think this is the last one. But that is like a really warped and distorted cover. In terms of the background, it looks sweet. Very interesting. I can only imagine what happens in that. Great flow. Alright, now we're going to open the next box. And there is oddly no Flame of Rekka in there, so there's either a lot of Flame of Rekka coming in this next box here, or there's going to be more coming in the next video, because I got around 1 to 33 missing a few volumes in between there, so it's a huge amount of Flame of Rekka. And, yep, how do you like that? So I don't really know what else to say about Flame of Rekka. It's from the creator of Mar. It's kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho, but a little bit darker, more edgy. It's and it's about ninjutsu. The main character wants to become Hokage, if that excites anybody. But downside is Hokage is not as fun as it is in Naruto. But it means the same thing. You're the strongest ninja in the village. It's just they live in modern day. Okay, I'm running out of space to put these books down. Oh, this one's great. Getter Robo, De-Evolution. So I've never read or watched Getter Robo. Well, I watched a few clips of Getter Robo, though, I guess I should say. But this is called De-Evolution: The Last 3 Minutes of the Universe. The original story is by Gon Nagai, who is the same character, the same author who does Devilman. He does Cutie Honey. He does Captain Harlock. All like classic anime / manga that really helped lay the foundation for sci-fi. And so Getter Robo is just one of those classic mecha anime / manga that really helped lay it down. The the art in this is insane looking. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a sequel to this original series or if this is a remake of it. But I'm very interested actually in the Ultraman manga. This series only has like 5 volumes, and so it's a pretty short read. So I'm pretty excited to get into it. I'm only missing the last one, so I'm probably not going to start it until I get the last one. Here we have a few more volumes of, I think this is Spirit Circle. Yep. And this is number 3. I got all of them except for number 4, which number 4 should be coming in the mail, hopefully soon. But this is another short run series. It's about 6 volumes. It's made by the same author who did Planet With, which I love this guy. He's great. He has kind of simple stories in the beginning, but they become overly complex, which is very cool because, you know, they become complex in a way that you just wouldn't expect. They have these like random twists. Like in Planet With, the main character has to defeat the heroes, take their powers, and then with their powers, he can defeat the real evil. It's like, wow, what a jerk. But in this one, the main character apparently murders that girl that's next to him there, and he has to go back into his past life to figure out why, and she can also do the same thing as him. However, he finds out that she's also was a jerk to him, and he doesn't know why. And so the two of them have to kind of work together to figure out a way to survive without killing it themselves or each other. Your Spirit Circle 5. So it's a very complicated kind of manga because they have to go through all these past lives and learn what they learned in the past and put it all together to make it so they can have a brighter future. That picture actually showed both of them when they were older in a past life. That one says, I'm a girl. So I take it the main character becomes a girl in one of his past lives somehow. So that'll be interesting. Here we have some Fire Force. Fire Force is a really good read. I've recently started to get further in it. I'm at around volume like 14 now, so I'm catching up. But I really do like Fire Force. It's from the same creator of Soul Eater. It's starting to get more into that Soul Eater vibe. At the beginning, it was just kind of like its own thing. Like, that's sick. That demon. Wow. So there's just some crazy stuff happening here that I really can't wait to see what that even means. Let's see. What do we got next here? I think this is more Getter Robo. Yep. Number 1. I'm like really tempted to just start reading since I have like 1 through 4, but I don't want to be just like sitting on the conclusion. It's one of the worst things I feel like that you could do to yourself. So I'm like, but I'm very excited to start reading it. Okay, more Kuroko's Basketball. So I bought this whole series during the Viz Media sale. Well, almost the whole series. I already had like up to 6, but since it was such a great deal, I think they were like $7, and that's it for a 2-in-1. That's like $3.50 a book. And the Right Stuff sale, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to jump on this now and make sure because I want to read it all at some point. I believe this is the final volume here, volume 30. But yeah, it's definitely worth picking up and reading, especially if you can get it at such a decent price like I did. I mean, it normally sells for $17, so the Viz sale was like a huge save, and I was really pumped about it. Whenever I get to see those kind of sales, it's hard for me to hold back because I know I'm going to buy these books eventually, and it's like, well, if I just buy them all now and deal with the credit card bills as they come because all the books are back ordered, it just makes it easier to pay off because you're paying it off in smaller payments, in my opinion. But not everyone agrees with that, that's for sure. Everyone's got their own kind of situation there. Oh, this is going to be Devilman versus Hades. I originally thought that this was like a sequel to Devilman or Devilman G. Since, you know, Devilman versus Hades, it sounds like common sense, but it's actually a crossover with Bazinga Z. So this is another series I don't quite have all the volumes yet to. And I've also never really read Bazinga Z. I don't even know if it has a manga, but I've seen clips of the anime. The art to this is insane. It it looks like a lower quality Berserk, but like it looks just as chaotic, if not more so. So I'm like all in for that. I mean, these guys just nuts, and there's bleeding and fire everywhere. It's like, holy what? So I can't wait. That one's also about 6 volumes long as well. Here we have Seraph. I don't know too much about Seraph. It was very popular when I was younger. This guy meets a mysterious black cat, and then he has to help do something. This is by 7 Seas. So manga published by 7 Seas is prone to becoming extinct. Same thing with Dark Horse. So typically, if there's even a series that you're somewhat interested in and is old, you should probably pick it up before the volumes start to sell for like $100, some sort of crazy astronomical prices. For example, a scientific railgun is like $100 and something for volume 7 if you aren't smart about where you buy things. I picked it up the other day from eBay. I got 3, 4, 7, 8 for like $60, and like normally that's the price of volume 7. Volume 7 is usually actually more. So I bought that as fast as I could. Hopefully the quality of those manga aren't terrible, but I like cannot wait to read that either, because it's just so hard and rare to get. But here's Seraph Volume 1. You can see the main character and this black cat that he ran across here. I actually think that the cat is the main character, but I'm not really sure. Again, it's just an interesting kind of a manga. That's, I thought it looked cool, so hopefully it is. This is Platinum End, number 1. Oh, 7, sorry. I can't read sometimes. And these are my favorite covers. Every time I unbox these things and I take them out, I'm like, whoo! With all this shiny stuff. The main plot of it is that the main character killed himself, or attempted to kill himself, and an angel saved him, and told him that because the main world has failed him, he now has a chance to become God. And they're given these specific kind of weapons that the gods candidates use to combat each other. Last one standing becomes God. And it's by the 2 creators of Death Note, which is pretty awesome that they both got back together for this. Sadly, they don't do enough long-running manga together, in my opinion. Levius EST. So Levius has one of my favorite cover schemes. They just have like a nice kind of clean white with a color overtone to it, or undertone. And so they look so nice lined up together. Like, they're so clean, and I am so grateful none of the manga came in with a little bit of dirtiness on it. Sometimes they do from Right Stuff, but it's essentially like megaloboxing, if you've ever seen that anime, or at least that's how I have understood it based on reading a quick summary of it. There is a hardcover Levius prequel series to it, which was kind of like a one-shot of it, if you kind of say it like that. So if you're interested in the series, I would definitely recommend picking up the hardcover first. In any case, that's it for this haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to comment on it because you hated it or you loved it and you want to tell me that was a really cool haul, leave a comment. I love to read those. Those are very nice. The mean ones, not so much, but I'll give them a read. What the heck. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.